Okay, so my name's Ben. So I'll just give you a bit of a run through of the project, my final project for the coding bootcamp that I did. So this is a 2-week project. So mine was called HashTicket. So what it is an event ticketing platform that I kind of see as the future of event ticketing. So the problem that I'm trying to solve here are that if you ever sort of see an event listed on Facebook, you might often see that there are often a lot of people trying to sell tickets to an event. But unfortunately, a lot of the time these can be scams, so if you ever give your money, you might sort of lose it and not get a ticket. So another problem that I'm trying to solve would be that if you're wanting to buy a ticket from another person, there's a lot of different places you can go to do this, like whether it be eBay or Gumtree. So my idea would be to try and sort of make a sort of central place for all these. And the other problem would be that scalpers often try to sell tickets at inflated prices after events are sold out. So that would be a good problem to solve as well. So these are some examples I've found of people trying to sell tickets to events. And a lot of usually they give you a bit of a sub story and they sell the tickets at a reduced price. But if you're unlucky enough to fall for one of these scams, you might give them your money, and then unfortunately, like this gentleman, you don't get anything in return. So the solution to some of these problems would be that I came up with would be to integrate the transfer of money with the platform itself. And to do that, you'd kind of need to make it impossible for tickets to be traded outside of the platform. And for this to sort of work properly, you'd need to have a marketplace where users can buy and sell tickets sort of between them on the platform. So this is sort of what I came up with. So ideally, a user would sort of browse the website and find an event that they'd like to go to. They enter their payment information, and that would get sent to the back end, and then that payment would be processed and a ticket would be created. And then the ticket that's created has a secret key associated with it, and this secret key isn't shared with the user. This sort of lives on the server, and then from that secret key you create a ticket token, and then this is what gets sent to the user, and this can be represented in like a QR code. And this ticket would be it would sort of have like an expiry time of 5 minutes set to it, and then every couple of minutes this ticket would make a call to the server and sort of refresh that token, so this barcode would change and you'd always get a fresh ticket. So it's a bit of a demo to the website. This is it here. So if you log in, we have our user Willie Nelson here. So this is a screen that you're greeted with when you're logged in. So currently Willie has no money and no tickets. So if we just give him a little bit of money here. And so the front end for this is all built in React, and then the back end uses Node.js and MySQL as a database. So now that we've got some money here, we also have a transaction. So next we might want to see what events are for sale. So we go to the events tab up here. And because this is running on Heroku, it is a little bit slow at the moment, but that's okay. So these are the events that we currently have for sale. So these would be events that are listed by like event promoters. So we'll just sort of buy a few of these here. So just keep in mind for this one here, we're purchasing this one for $18. And then we'll buy that one as well. Cool, so we've bought 3 tickets now. So if we go back to our profile, we'll see that our balance has decreased here, and we've got 3 tickets in our inventory, and then we've got some transactions there as well. And so you see this time counting down here. So what this does is that when it gets to 0, this barcode will refresh, and this is kind of what I was talking about with the tickets sort of calling back to the server and then refreshing. So one thing that we might want to do is if we can't go to, say, this event anymore, we might want to sell our ticket. And because we bought it for $18, we can only sell it for like a maximum of 18. So if we sell this for $10, we'll process that. And if we're quick here, so this one's about to time up. So if we watch it, it should, yep, so you can just see it refresh there. And that's the ticket just sort of refreshing with the server. So now that we've listed that ticket for sale, what we can do is if I pull up, oops, I'll just pull up that window. Okay, so I've got this also running on my phone here. So if we go to the marketplace, we'll just sort of refresh that one. So we can see the, so this ticket here, this is the one here that we've just listed. So if we buy this one, we'll buy that. Cool, so that's gone through, so it's now no longer in the marketplace. And if we refresh this one here, oops, I bought the wrong ticket. Oops, let's buy that one. Okay, so I should have bought the right one now. So now if we refresh, yep, so now we've only got 2 tickets in our inventory. So our balance has actually gone up by $10, and we can kind of see a transaction here where we've gained $10. So the next thing that we might want to do is if we want to go to this Festival of the Psych, so we'll pull up our barcode, ideally on our phone, and we'll go to the door. So this is where we would have somebody at the door who's running this application, and they go to their profile. And you'll notice here that Willie here, he's just a patron, whereas this person, because they're an admin, they've got a few extra roles, and the important one here is event admin. So because they're an event admin, they have access to this check-in screen. So if we load that up, and it'll show us the events that are available for check-in. So we'll launch the check-in application for this one, and this loads the QR code reader. So if we scan that ticket here, that'll process. And that'll let us in. And then so if Willie's a little bit naughty and he sort of gives his ticket to somebody else, if somebody else tries to enter with the same ticket, if they scan it again, that'll give us an error. So it'll say a ticket has already been checked in. And so the same thing happens, like if we say we accidentally pull up our ticket for Woodstock, and if we go back and we try and scan that one, so notice that because I'm trying to check into this festival, because this is a Woodstock ticket, this one shouldn't work, and it doesn't. Cool. And then if we refresh this page as well, back in Willie's screen, his ticket is going to say that it's now been checked in, and then we've also got the transaction here to say that we've checked into the festival. So that's basically the app. So as far as sort of potential issues with this app goes, because the tickets do need to constantly refresh with the backend, it does require constant access to the internet. So this could be an issue if you're in like a festival in the middle of the desert, for instance, where you don't have internet access. But this, you can maybe get around this by hosting all of the tickets in like a local database or something like that. So another problem is that because it's all digital, you don't get any physical tickets. So this might be an issue if people like to sort of retain their tickets as a memento for later. And you'd also kind of need to educate people on how the system works, just to sort of stop people maybe like screenshotting the ticket and trying to sort of scan that, because that that sort of wouldn't work because they need to constantly refresh. So as far as future directions go, probably the biggest or most interesting one that I'd like to pursue would be to deploy the system onto the Ethereum blockchain and sort of utilize the smart contract functionality. So that way, the whole thing can be like completely decentralized, and rather than it being stored in my database, it can just be sort of live on the blockchain. So then some more just features would be nice to add. So some more sort of stats for like event creators, and just some sort of general design improvements. And then as far as integrations goes, it would be great to integrate sort of Google Maps, just so that you could get a list of maybe events that are in your area. And then also sort of social media authentication would be a good thing to do as well. Cool. So thanks for listening, and I'll leave a link to the live demo so you can have a play. And that's it. Thank you.